the Yarn is Calling podcast. I'm Holly.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Holly.knits on Instagram and Holly Isaac on Ravelry.
And I am Wyvern713 pretty much everywhere. Ravelry,
That's right.
Instagram, DeviantArt, all that good stuff.
So welcome to our podcast,
Yay.
all about knitting, crochet, art,
Sewing.
sewing,
Painting.
all sorts of
all the things.
artistic adventures.
Yes.
That's what we like to say. So this is episode 10.
Woo!
We're in double digits.
Woo!
And it's Sunday,
Yeah.
March 31st. Yesterday, we realized, was Heather and Caleb's 5th anniversary.
I have it on a calendar.
Yep. So our youngest daughter's been married 5 years now.
Happy anniversary, Heather and Caleb.
That's right.
Yeah.
They went
5 years.
and had a fun day together, and we watched the kiddos while they went and had their fun day yesterday. So anyway, today we are in Newburgh again at my house, and it's a nice and sunny day. Warm. I might end up having to take off my cardigan because it's a little bit warm. But anyway, thank you everyone
Like spring has finally arrived. It's like winter, and all of a sudden spring.
So thanks everyone for being
Yes.
here. If you are a returning viewer,
Welcome back.
thank you. And if you're new, we hope you like it. And welcome. Excuse me, I'm fixing
We're
my
having
skirt.
fun.
I'm sitting on it crooked and cockeyed and sideways. Sorry.
As happens
It's
a
all
lot
good.
with skirts.
With skirts. So,
Especially long ones, like the ones we're both wearing.
yes. So I'm a little short for a maxi skirt, honestly. And
Me too.
I end up having to pull it up really high. It's kind
My
of
short legs. Short legs. The jeans I wear short
Yeah.
length.
Yeah. Petite. Even though we're not really petite. But
Yeah, not petite sizing, just short length.
anyway, yes.
Yeah.
So last time I podcasted with Kirsten and we were struggling with our camera. I realized after I was looking at it that it looked like there was a film over it and it looked fuzzy. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I figure out this technology stuff? And I think what happened was, well, I have grandkids who like to play on my phone.
Well, there you go then. Especially
And-
Marcus.
Oh, Heidi too.
Really?
Yes. And so as a result, with their fingerprints all over the camera screen, it was
That'll do it.
plain dirty, I think, is what
That'll do
happened.
it.
So I cleaned it up. Hopefully now it's a little sharper. It's still not great because I have, I record on my Android, and it's, I don't have a fancy camera. Anyway, all that to say is, last time I was with Kirsten, today I'm with Allison, and I have dyed Allison's hair purple.
Yes.
Isn't that fun?
It's faded
Just on the ends,
It's
yeah. I
faded a little
noticed
bit.
that. Yeah.
Well, the ends are brighter because
They match
little-
your shirt.
they do match my shirt. But a little over a year ago, you helped me dye my hair like teal and turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
Or turquoise and teal, whichever one it was.
I'm not a hairdresser.
But you did good.
Thank you.
And and that one needed bleach on the hair in order for the color to show up. So to about here or so was my natural color that had grown out, and then what was left down here was residual bleach from last year. So I got kind of an unintentional gradient going on, but I like it.
Yeah, looks good.
It's a little
I'm glad it worked out.
yeah. I mean, I went swimming last Thursday, so that probably didn't help the color.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a little
Where did you go swimming?
in Dallas with my mother-in-law.
Oh,
So yeah, last week my husband and I house sat for husband's cousin because they had to make an emergency trip down to California. So we were watching their dog, very high energy, pit bull, lab, German shepherd mix, adorable dog, but as you can imagine, big dog breeds, very high energy. Anyway, we spent a lot of time with Bryce's parents that last week, which was fun. It was Thursday. So Bryce, me, and then his mom, we all went down to Dallas and went swimming / water exercise class, which was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Exhausting.
I used to do water
but
aerobics. It was
chlorinated
fun.
bleach, chlorinated pool. And it lightened this a little bit.
Yeah, it'll do that.
I mean, I'm getting to the end of the residual purple water bleeding as happens when you dye your hair.
So that was your week.
That was my week.
Sitting. Mine
Yes.
was quiet. We had the grandkids
Until Saturday.
we had the grandkids last weekend, so Heather and Caleb could have a weekend getaway last weekend.
Oh.
So we
like
had
a week
them.
ago weekend.
Yes, that was last weekend, and so we had them all day Friday and all day Saturday. So we overnight Friday night, and then we took them to their other grandma and grandpa. To their house Saturday night, and then they took them until Sunday till Heather and Kayla got home. So we did grandkid things last weekend, you know.
As
went to
one
the
does.
park, all those things, and then we had them at the house again yesterday. And Heather and Caleb had a day together in Portland, and so we had the grandkids for the day. So, and then the weekend
like
between then, we just, yeah, they're always a lot of fun.
They're too cute.
Well,
for
you've
their own
seen
good.
them. Actually, they've made an appearance on the podcast occasionally.
And if this is your first time, watching, you can look back at some of the previous episodes. Like, let's see, this is 10.
episodes.
So episode 8 was
And-
with me and Heather.
Yeah.
So we had Marcus and Heidi make an appearance there, and then
I think it was episode
6.
6. It was just me and Heather and I,
Yeah.
and just Heidi because Marcus was at school, and Heidi, yeah. So
They're both too
anyway,
cute for their own good.
So there, yes, you can see the grandkids there.
So cute.
Um,
Can't wait
But-
to see how cute Flora is going to be.
I know she's going to be cute.
She's
so,
gonna be cute.
for those of you who are just new, her other sister, our middle daughter, is also pregnant. Well, not also pregnant, is pregnant.
Yeah,
And,
featured last week's episode, or last episode.
She was on
Episode 9.
podcasting with me last time, and
And
she
the very
is
first episode was also with Kirsten.
right. She's due in July with their baby
Very
girl.
close to my birthday.
Right.
July 16th,
She's
right?
actually due.
I think July 16th.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say on your due date, but your due date was the 21st.
Yes.
Anyway, that aside,
A couple days early, could be sharing a birthday with a niece.
yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Well, Heidi was born on Heidi was born on Heidi's birthday. No, she was not. She was born 2 days before Heidi's birthday. Never mind. On with the show.
Heidi
on with the
was
knitting.
born 3 days after Heather's birthday.
I know.
Is that what you were trying to say?
No, I was trying to say that Heidi was born in January. Heidi was born on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And Heidi, my sister, was born on the 19th.
Ah. Gotcha.
Yeah, anyway. But you're not here about that.
No.
You're here for the knitting.
Yeah,
So-
all the crafty goodness.
Yes. So we have a few finished objects to show,
Yes.
and a few lots of works in progress to show.
Words.
And well, let's say a few because it is a few, but I say lots because it's also lots.
As crafters do.
Yes, as one does when one crafts.
Any craft.
So, yes. So let's start with the things we finished. So,
All right.
Allison and I are both participating in Sock Madness.
First year for me.
Sock Madness. This is the second year for me. And
You're on, the 4th fastest team?
I was on the 4th fastest team last year, and I'm on the 4th fastest team again this year. But last year, there was fewer teams. This year, there are more teams.
It goes alphabetically slowest to fastest.
A through Z this time.
This year, so yeah, this year it's A through Z.
Yeah.
Last year was A through
T.
T.
Yeah.
So last year you were on Q,
Right.
so 4th fastest. This year you're on W. Now I'm on S. Smiling Shikoku.
Yes. And I'm on the wonderful
Wonderful
Wire Manor.
Hammer.
Manor. It's a dog.
Something
They're
like
all
that.
dog themes. So anyway, we've got started. We've done our warm-up pattern,
Which
which
I'm
we
still
showed
working
you
on.
before, the 13 memories. We both showed you theirs before, ours, and then then the
Round 1.
the qualifier pattern,
Yep.
which was
Smock Madness.
Smock Madness. And
Kind of a
then
tedious pattern because it does involve a lot of smocking,
the
but it was
smocking,
fun.
which I also showed that in the last episode.
Yeah, I can't remember if I showed mine or not, but I brought them to show anyway.
I don't think you showed them finished.
I don't think I was done with them.
Yeah. And then we've had round 1,
Mm-hmm.
which was
Which
called
still has a week left. Demogorgon's Lair.
Demogorgon's Lair. And
Based on Stranger Things Demogorgon.
I actually have some Demogorgon yarn, but I decided not to use it because it was just a little too variegated for the pattern, and then the pattern would have got lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did finish mine. So
Me too.
I will start with that. Let's just start with that. How about, since we're talking about it anyway?
Yeah.
And I'll just...
I think I finished mine like 5 or 6 days after it dropped. I want to say 5.
Yeah.
You were done by like day 2.
I was done the next day.
Because you were a very fast knitter.
I was done the next day. So the cool thing about this pattern is it's called Demogorgon's Lair, and it's by Dots Dabbles, also known as the Snuggly Ferret on Ravelry.
Are the starry sock blockers you have back there, is that the same size as the one behind it?
No. One's a large and one's an extra large.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to borrow the large ones?
Yeah. I want to put my socks on. I mean, on a sock blocker. Look
So,
how pretty these are, by the way.
yes, I think I've mentioned this before.
Yes,
I got
you
those
have.
online. Woodco. They have all different sizes. Okay, so anyway, I was starting to say the cool thing about the Demogorgon's Lair pattern is that each sock is different. They're fraternal.
Mm-hmm.
And some people I did notice made one sock in one color and one sock in the other color, and then later they were going to make matching socks. But
Which is a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. But I really liked mine having fraternal because you know
Yeah.
what? No second sock syndrome.
Exactly.
I got my one sock done,
Slightly-
and then I was excited to do the second one.
Similar enough that
So,
it's
yeah.
a similar rhythm, but it's different
Okay.
enough to still be
So
interesting.
here they are. So this one is...
That one's left sock.
So this is the left sock.
Hey, read that.
I'm looking on both. Are you looking at your left sock and my left sock?
This is my left sock, yes.
Yes, and this is my left sock. So these were toe up.
Mm-hmm.
Toe up. And it had kind of a
Good.
swirly toe. Can you see that? Look at that. Eh. So it had, okay, what was it? Magic ring.
Magic ring. So
Magic
if
ring
you
toe.
crochet or have made amigurumi, it's the same technique.
Right. And I'd only done it one other time.
Yeah.
It was
Although, I mean, it's
challenge.
slightly different because
Slightly, but not really, because
But
you're
not
using a
really.
crochet hook to do it.
I didn't.
Well, I did.
Because I've done
Because you know how to do it.
previous returning viewers will remember, if you've seen that episode, when I showed off the advent calendar Christmas balls I knitted.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used the same starting technique, the magic ring.
Oh, okay.
So I'd already done it a number of times, so I was
Yeah.
able to do it without a crochet hook.
So anyway, so this was the left sock, and it had an afterthought heel, and then this one is the right sock.
Slightly lacy, slightly shorter repeat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just flip it over so I can.
So it's a little lacier, so it's a little bit harder. But see, you had to do a certain amount of repeats. So this one needed
Left sock
7 repeats, and then this one needed 5 repeats.
Yeah.
And then that got it the same.
Same number of rows,
Length.
rounds, 140 rounds.
And it had an afterthought heel, which is my least favorite heel.
That was,
one of my
I had
least
never
favorites.
done an afterthought heel.
They don't fit me. They just plain don't fit
These
across
ones fit,
my
they fit me a
instep.
little bit. I mean, you can't. I'm having these on pretty large sock blockers, so you can't really tell right now. But when I wear them,
They're kind of pointy.
it's a little pointy. So I'm gonna go back
pretty.
and remove I'm gonna shorten the
You
heel
can kind of see the
by a
point
couple
there.
rounds at some point. Just
Yeah.
because I
And
like
see, for
my
me,
heel's a little bit.
right here, this hinge.
It's just slightly too long.
This hinge right here, from this part to this part is it's just too tight. So what I would have done if it had been okay is I would have probably done at least 5 or 6 rounds of plain stockinette before I started decreasing, and that would have helped. Another option I could have done if I'd have been allowed was, since you put in waist yarn, so it's not a true afterthought heel, it's what they call a forethought heel, which means you're planning where you're putting your afterthought heel. And what I could have done was increased a little bit.
Oh, like a little mini gusset.
Mm-hmm. And I've done that before, and then it did fit. So I could have done that, or I could have done this. And it's been pointed out to me that I could actually rip out the afterthought heel and redo it a little deeper and put in those extra 5 rounds if I wanted to, but I kind of don't want to
Ain't
do
nobody
that.
got time for that.
I kind of don't want to do that. It's kind of a pain.
Try to put
Especially
it on
since
backwards.
I did, okay, so there were in this pattern there was 2 options for doing the regular size heel or the large size heel. And I did the large size heel.
Oh, you
which
did?
Is, yeah. Which is, the regular size heel is done over half of your stitches, so just your sole stitches. The large heel is done over 60% instead of 50% of your stitches, so that means you're cutting in a little bit into the instep area, which means I was cutting into the lacy parts at the top, and so that was.
I wonder if you did the regular heel.
It would have been even tighter.
Would it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like
because this gives
less of your instep.
No, but this gives a deeper, bigger heel.
Oh,
because you have more stitches, and it would have been even tighter. But because it was cutting into the instep area, then you're getting into this lace, and then you're getting, you're risking holes, and I didn't want to try to. So all that to say is I didn't want to have to rip out my heel and put it back in again when I'm dealing with lace.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it, and
so you can.
I might find someone with a lower instep than me to give them to.
Or you could just rip back the heel, or no, I was gonna say rip back the heel, because now that you're in the next round, you've submitted it. You can go back, rip back the heel back and stick those couple extra even rounds.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'd have to mess with the lace. I don't want to do that.
No, I mean you wouldn't. I mean, just rip back to like a round or two before the lace.
Oh, yeah, I might could do that.
It's an option.
That is an option. But anyway, this yarn is German yarn. It's okay. I'm trying to remember where I put my label. Sorry.
Yeah,
mine. A little brain fart
I
there.
took off the sock box. But mine, I don't know how well you can tell, but whoa, focus. Yeah, lighting is funky. You can't really tell. But this is the Cascade Heritage Quattro. So it's 4 plies, and each ply is a different shade of blue. So
it's really pretty.
It
looks almost like a hand spun a little bit. Of that.
I've had this yarn
tweedy look
for probably 9. I probably got it like 10 years ago.
For using old stash.
Yes, very old. I started a mystery sock years ago. The pattern was called Zirkel.
Oh,
it was a color mystery. And I started with this yarn and a green of like a similar color value. So it just wasn't contrasting enough.
Yeah.
So I frogged it.
I ripped mine out too.
Yeah, and that was that pattern that it was
tickling my nose.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago that mystery sock came out.
Yeah.
And
my yarn...
This yarn had been caked for 8 years.
Caked even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I started the socks.
But
I got about...
Yeah.
I got, like, I think 2...
Well, yay you for finishing old stash. That's always exciting. My yarn was not quite that old. It was a year old. I got it in the Socks from Stash group. I think I got it as a prize.
Ooh. Prize yarn's always good.
Prize yarn is good. So it's I don't know how to pronounce. It's this. Whoops. How do you read that?
Thousand something. 1000 is 1000. Shon is usually like beautiful or
well,
something.
whatever. And the colorway I ripped in half. The colorway I also can't read. Let's see. Bunsenstein. Sorry. I was going to hold it up to the camera. Can you see that?
There we go. Bunsenstein.
Anyway.
I took German in high school. So.
I got this, as a prize.
Because I graduated high school almost 10 years ago.
I know. You're coming up on your 10-year high school reunion.
I know. I don't even know if there is a reunion planned.
Well, we can plan something fun. So anyway, that's this colorway, and it's like a gray blue, a bluish gray, and a rusty red, and like
really
white.
Pretty.
It's real pretty. It looks red, white, and blue, but it's not really red, white, and blue, but it kind of is. So I have decided what I'm going to do with my leftovers. When I'm going to make
compile for another pair of 13 memories.
No, I'm gonna make grandkids socks with my leftovers.
Oh, fun!
So I took my little leftover balls. I realize I'm jumping ahead into a whip, but this is just a temporary whip. So
it's related to because it's the same yarn.
Yeah, I took my leftover balls, and I'm making a pair of grandson socks for Marcus. So can you see? There we go. It's kind of. Anyway, they're fun. This is 48 stitches. So the pattern actually I'm using, while I'm going ahead and talking about it, is called Andy's Croc Socks.
There you go.
Andy's Croc Socks. And it's a free pattern.
Oh.
That's actually not even on Ravelry, technically. I mean, it sort of is. It's on the Wayback Machine.
Oh.
It's in an old book, an old ebook.
Mm.
I can't remember what it's called, but you can still like follow the links through Ravelry to find it, to get to it. There are no projects on Ravelry.
Really?
None.
Wow.
And there's no any pictures or anything. The thing it is with this pattern, I'll talk about it just for a brief second.
That's fine.
It calls for a size 0 needle.
Ooh, tiny.
48 stitches. So I'm going, okay, well then that's definitely a young child's sock. You know, this is what it is. I'm doing a size 1 needle, 2.25 needle at 48 stitches. And look how little that is. I mean, granted, it stretches pretty good because, you know,
ribbing.
It's ribbing. It's just 2x2 ribbing is all. I'm on the heel flap right up here. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, that's definitely a toddler / young child size sock. Well then, excuse me, I dropped the pattern. But then it says knit for approximately 8 inches. I don't even knit my socks 8 inches. I knit mine like maybe 6 at the max. I'm like, 8 inches? This is 4, and this is going to be plenty long for enough. 8, that's like long, skinny knee sock.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe it's supposed to be a knee sock for a kid. I don't know. Or you'd be longer than a knee sock.
Or an adult knitted by someone who knits English style and therefore looser.
But 8 inches? Yeah, but 8 inches?
That's...
Yeah, but even then, your gusset is only... It's only 14 rows, so you're only getting 9.
Weird.
It's just, anyway, it's kind of wonky. Maybe that's why nobody's done it, but...
Maybe.
Anyway, so, but that's what I'm doing with my leftovers. However, I've decided from now on what I might do with my leftovers from my Sock Madness socks is knit a tube. Okay, so start with a... a thing.
Toe?
Start with a cuff.
Uh-huh.
And knit an end with a cuff.
Oh, there you go.
And make afterthought everything. Afterthought heels, afterthought toes.
Oh, there you go.
And then I could just keep these tubes, like I could cut my tube in half and do the toes, and then just leave it as tube socks or whatever. And then as Marcus grows, or Heidi grows, or Flora grows, put in the heels wherever they need them.
Oh, there you go.
That's what because I have so much stash. No, I have so much leftovers. Well, I have so much stash. I have so many
I have a bin
left-
that's like stuffed full of leftovers.
I have a huge leftovers bin. This is crazy. So I thought, well, maybe...
That's why I'm making a Hexie Puff blanket.
Yeah, I do plan to make a blanket, actually. That's one of the things I'm going to... Okay, anyway, on with the show. That's enough about that. That was enough. I love the socks, though, and the designer, I love her patterns. She had a pattern in the last year's Sock Madness that I loved as well.
Nice.
I just can't fit the afterthought heel is what the problem is. Fling. Okay.
That's not the project I meant to tell.
So, speaking of Sock Madness, do you have another Sock Madness info to show?
I do. So this was the qualifying round, the Smock Madness. I think I showed it as a whip last time.
Yes.
If I was even working on it at that point.
Oh, you were.
I was like, okay.
I'm pretty sure you were. I feel like I remembered.
Yes, because we commented on the yarn. You didn't know it was yarn. It was a yarn bee yarn.
We also showed it on the podcast that the sound didn't work.
Yes. Anyway. Ta-da! Here they are. So this is the Smock Madness pattern. It's got all sorts of
Oh, that's showing up good.
smocking details.
Both cameras.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had to do the thread the thread up the large smocks because you had to have a certain number of large smocks to count.
Right. Even the playing field for everybody.
Yep. But I really like the way it pooled. It kind of like you got this blue and then everything else.
Flash right there.
And then you've got the flash from doing as happens with the gusset and heel flap, and then back to the blue and then everything else. So
these super cool. Love
what's crazy about these?
Oh, look at that side. You didn't show that side. Look at that.
Ta-da! Nice big patch of blue.
Little lake.
Yes. Look how skinny they look off the sock blockers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's because it's
super,
ribbing.
Despite
really
being smocked, it's super stretchy.
It is.
Because it's ribbing with mixed in with the smocks. So I was knitting, and it's just like, are these gonna even fit me?
I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
so
it goes back over there.
Yay!
So yeah, so I finished these.
In time,
a couple days to spare.
Yeah.
Then I finished, and then last I checked, round 1 is still going on.
Round 1.
I checked the countdown. Okay, so I checked the countdown clock a couple days ago, and it was like a week left still.
Yeah, April 4th is when round 1 ends, and then they'll drop the specs for the next round, and then next 2 will start. So maybe I'll be working on it next week.
We'll see. We don't even know which one it is yet.
No, we don't.
So, A, B, C.
Well, it's not D.
D was the qualifier. F was the Demogorgon.
So, yes. So then I will talk about in whips. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Never mind. So.
Those are cool.
Oh, a couple things. So I have a couple more sock whips. I will have shown. Did I show this before? I showed the one.
I think you showed one. But
I showed one, and now I have 2.
Woo!
So yes, so they are finished now.
Yay. Super fun. I love the color.
It's called the Sprinkle. Yes.
Oh, it's the color.
Yes.
The color is called Cusco.
The pattern is the Sprinkle Socks Cal, and it's not boring. I didn't think it was boring. It was interesting, but it was simple and kind of mindless, but also interesting at the same time. It's kind of like my perfect type of pattern. It's really stretchy, so if I take it off the sock blockers, Allison was like, these aren't going to fit on these sock blockers. I'm like, yes, they will. They will fit. It's a very stretchy pattern, and these are for my nephew, Brenton, and he is a growing young man, and so I thought a stretchy pattern would be really good for him. And yes, Allison was correct. This is in Savvy Skeins, in the Cusco colorway. And I got this when I was in Texas last visiting my sister Heather. And we went to her local yarn store there. And because I always like to buy yarn that's local when I'm wherever I am. And so this was I think this was a Texan dyed yarn. I'm not 100% sure. And I didn't bring my bag in here. But anyway, I just love the colors. It looks just like Cusco's costume in The Emperor's New Groove, which we love that movie.
So good.
You will notice for the very first time, I did not make them to match exactly.
Dun dun dun!
Usually, I try to start in the same place for the second sock so the stripes are exactly matching. But I didn't try to do that this time because I'm trying to get 2 pairs of socks out of one skein. That's why I have black heels, toes, and cuffs. Because I thought if I did that, then I could get a pair for his brother as well, and I'll make James.
Have you started those ones yet?
I have started them. Yeah, they're the Jasper socks.
That's right.
Yeah, and so Brenton's has a red heel turn, and James will have this like turquoisey blue heel turn. That way they could tell them apart from each other, which I think I mentioned in the last podcast. But now they're actually officially done. Both of them are done. And then the last pair is my Whip Wednesday pair. If you guys follow me on Instagram at all, you'll see that I've been slowly working through my old whips, and most of them are test knits where I just have like a little tickly hair on my nose that's making me go run.
I hate that.
So most of them are test knits where I've got the one sock done and I just haven't gotten the second one done. So I've been working my way through those, and so
I've been kind of doing the Whip Wednesday too, and not so much. I've had a number of other projects take priority, like Sock Madness and stuff for gifts and whatnot.
Yeah.
I haven't officially done an official Whip Wednesday in a while.
And that's okay. Yeah. But I know I wasn't sure I'd be able to, like, a couple weeks ago. I didn't because I was working on... Yeah, because of Sock Madness. But even then, I finished the sock that day, and then that night I worked on my whip. So anyway, this is another one.
Pretty.
Let's see... Which one? They are finished now. Yay. This one was the first one. And
you tell they look the same.
So the pattern isn't this cool. It's ribbing.
Super cool.
And it's
they look like fishies.
It's got this Baghdad, I think she calls it, I brought the pattern in so I can see. Baghdad leg Baghdad.
They look like fish.
And then it's just, KTBL ribbing all the way up,
Ooh.
and then you have it at the top. And so this was a test knit. This is toe up with kind of the strong heel or fleagle heel.
I'm not a huge fan of that kind of heel.
No, it's not. It's sometimes actually a little too big almost sometimes.
It's a little baggy.
This is called the Orient Express pattern. It's I did the Orient Express toe up version by Maureen Folds. Yeah, here's the whole. I tend to print in black and white. Well, I don't tend to. I do. That's all I have. Maureen Folds. Okay, Holly. There we go. There we go. There we go. So this is a test knit back in 2013 or 2014.
Like 6 years ago. Jeez.
Yeah, 2013 or 2014. And so I just had the one done. And then 2 weeks ago, I posted on Instagram that I had started the toe. And by the end of that day, I had gone all the way up to, I'd finished the foot. So I'd done that whole foot. And then this past Wednesday, I got up to this part of the leg. And then yesterday, because I was so close to being done, I'm like, well, let's just get these things off then. And so I just finished them yesterday because I just didn't want them on the needles anymore.
Yeah.
And
understandably.
I did the largest size so I did 72 stitches with a size 1 needle, which normally would be really way too big for me. I do 64 stitches with a size 1 2.25 millimeter needle. 64 stitches, that fits me just right.
Nice.
So 72 is usually too big. But because it's ribbing and because it's a lot of ribbing. 90% ribbing and knit through the back loop ribbing, twisted rib, that's the word. Yeah. Twisted rib, which is even tighter. As a result, they do fit me.
Nice.
Okay, because I was thinking, oh man, I'm going to have to give these away because they're going to be too big for me. And I put them on last night and they fit. Oh, and they're comfortable.
That's good.
As much as it's a pain to knit this, they're really, really comfortable.
Nice.
Really good. And this yarn, okay, so the yarn is Malabrigo.
Ooh, I like Malabrigo.
Yes, in the let me get my bag. This is the bag that I had them in.
Oh,
I'll talk about that in a minute.
That lining looks like kiwis.
The Malabrigo in the Azules colorway.
Pretty.
So my hesitation with giving these away to somebody else is that they're 100% merino. John and Kirsten came down the last week and we were mending. When I was podcasting last, I mended 3 of his socks. Not 3 pairs, but 3. So
3 socks.
A pair and 1 extra. And the one other one I'd already mended the other sock of that pair already. So he's just wearing them out. And I realized the yarn I'd used didn't have nylon in it. And then I also just got done mending.
Nylon's important if you want a durable sock.
I think I just got done mending 1, 2, 3, 3.5 pairs of your dad's socks. 4 pairs. Anyway, like 8 socks.
Bryce hasn't worn through any socks yet, but he's also kind of scared to wear his handmade socks.
Don't be scared. We can make more, but I am a little bit.
But he only has 3 pairs so far.
And now I'm
you made for him,
scared
and 2 pairs I made.
Does he want more?
Oh, I know he'll want more.
Make lots for John because he's always asking for them.
Bryce probably won't ask,
right?
But he will gladly accept more.
Okay, because Caleb never asks either, and I'm not even sure he wears them, but I think he does. But I don't know. He loses them, so he must wear them.
Yeah. Well, and Bryce likes shorter socks, so they'll be
easy. And John likes long socks because he's really tall.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm kind of over mending for a while. So I thought, well, maybe I should stop making socks for people with 100% merino.
Yeah.
And make sure I'm using...
Unless they're knit-worthy.
Well,
and know how to take care of them.
Yeah, but see, I can make socks for myself with 100% merino, and they don't wear out. Probably because I have 100 pairs or more. I don't know, how many pairs I have for myself, but I have so many
but you also
that I don't wear them out. Well,
I
don't wear them, but I wear them on my carpet, which
yeah, but you
abrasion and all that.
Yeah, but I don't know, John. I bet John I wouldn't be surprised if he wears some to work.
Oh, I'm sure he does. But anyway,
I do. I wear mine to
all
work.
that to say is I was
hand-my socks pretty much exclusively. So
me too. But that's why I was not real thinking. I don't know about giving these away to somebody because they're 100% merino, and I don't want them to be handing them back to me in a few months, going, "Can you fix these?" I'd be like,
could have given him to me.
Well, I could. Yeah. I might.
But if they fit you and you want them, so
I love this colorway. Look at this colorway. Look at that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Okay.
Super pretty. I mean, it's Malabrigo.
So
Malabrigo colors are gorgeous.
Oh, look at, like, you can see the purples in there and the blues. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. And I still have some left.
Colors are right up there with Madeline Tosh colors.
Yes, it's just wonderful. So anyway, and the bag that I was using, well, okay, I had it in another bag before.
That one is super cute.
Because, you know, it's
the lining makes big kiwis.
Yeah, but I bought this one recently. This one I've shown before. It's this Molly Klein design. Can you see that? Okay, there we go. Molly Klein design. And yeah, these elephants. I saw that and I had to get it. And it has a pretty lining on it. So nice, perfect little sock size bag.
Yes.
It's not super tiny and it's not super huge. It's just a nice size. And it has this cute little leather thing in the zipper pull. Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah. And so I really liked that. So, do you have any more finished objects?
I do.
All right. How about you take a turn then?
Yes. So, I mentioned
what
this.
What did I do to my hair? It's poking up.
I mentioned
Curls.
this project a while back. I think I showed it in progress a couple episodes ago. I don't know, maybe like episode 4 or 5 or something. Mm-hmm. The project for Kirsten, or project for Flora specifically. So, Kirsten, if you don't want spoilers, look away. But if you don't care, whatever.
Yeah,
so,
Kirsten.
I still have to block it, but I finished this, I finished the knitting part, almost a month and a half ago now. And it took me that long to finally sew the buttons on. But, ta-da!
Isn't that cute?
So this is the window pane cardigan.
Look at that! It's darling!
In the Sock Yarn One Skein Wonders book. This is the yarn. It's Knit Picks.
Juice box.
No, not the juice box.
It's not?
No. This is Knit Picks Stroll Fingering and Blaze Multi.
Oh, you're right. Juice box has other colors in it.
Yeah.
It's got some green in it.
Talked about it last time.
We did. Yeah, sorry.
I've used my juice box. I used it for a Tour de Sock pattern a couple years ago. The Diamondback one.
Yes. I used my juice box for a pair of socks for
so
my
it's
mom.
really cool. So you can look and see how it's kind of stripy on the mitered squares. Look at how it pooled on the sleeves. And look how it pooled on the back.
Look at that.
That's
it looks almost like an argyle.
Double,
like if you look at it and
double
kind of
seat
squint,
stitch. Yeah,
it's kind of argyle-y looking.
So the back, this is
so
stockinette.
cool.
The front is stockinette mitered squares. Borders are garter stitch. The back is a double seed stitch. This bottom border was not part of the pattern, but I added it because everything else, there's a small
garter stitch edge.
Small garter stitch edge here. You got a low battery on your phone. I just saw a thing pop up. Low battery on your phone. So I wanted to add a garter stitch edge to make it match.
Okay, you talk about that a little bit. Use with your needle. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a charger.
Charger?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I've got another knitting whip to show off. Anyway. So, if any of you guys have followed me on Instagram, I think I share these to Facebook and my Tumblr as well. Oh, that's another internet place that I'm Vibrant713 on Tumblr as well. I don't post a whole lot, but I post every now and then. But Sarah Shiner, I can't remember her last name, but she's Imagine Landscapes on Ravelry and Instagram. If you've seen the Go Big or Go Gnome hat, and the sweater, mittens, you showed off the gnome hat pattern a couple episodes ago.
Yes, that I got in a
She's also yes. So she's also designed a number of plushie gnomes. she did a gnome mystery knit along for throughout the month of March.
It's gonna reach.
Hey, if you drive the power strip slightly closer. Pull one of the drawers out of the desk. Or that works too. Anyway, so she posted a gnome mystery knit along, and I finished it. So clue 1 was this part, this much of the hat, to like about here. And this was knitted. This was one of my yarn crawl acquisitions. Knitted with pixie sticks. This was the buckle my shoes. Oh, it's all sparkly. And then the rest of the hat was clue 2. I ran out of the sparkly, so I finished off with Knit Picks Stroll in Marine Heather. Either Marine Heather or Sapphire Heather. I can't remember which one. The little leaf topper is Knitters Brewing Company.
Sorry.
Their sock. I can't remember what the name of their sock base is.
Sockaholic.
Sockaholic, that's it. In the foo-foo drink.
Nice.
So that was clues 1 and 2. Clue 3 was the body. This was Madeline Tosh sock, or Tosh sock in Envy.
Mm-hmm.
And then clue 4 was the arms, the beard, the nose, and then the optional braids.
It's so cute, the little braids.
So cute.
I love the braids.
And I love the braids too. They were kind of a pain to do.
Was the braids part of the thing?
The braid, it was part of the thing, but it was optional. So
Okay.
some people didn't do the braids, but a lot of people did.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a couple pictures
adorable.
without braids.
So I mean,
Super
you were supposed to block the beard, but I didn't because 1, I didn't have my blocking stuff with me.
Because they were at my house.
When I was finishing this up, I finished up a couple days ago, and 2, I was just impatient. I wanted to finish it, so
You could steam block it.
I could.
Super cute though, darling.
The official knit along goes through, like, if you want to have a chance to win prizes, I think April either 9th or 6th, I can't remember. So if you wanted to join the mystery knit along, yeah, it's not so much a mystery anymore, but if you wanted to join and win prizes, knit an adorable gnome, there's still time.
Super cute.
And I've got one other of her gnome patterns that's got little twisty cables on it, so I want to definitely make one of those. I'll probably make another one of these at some point. There was someone that used bulky yarn and size 11 needles.
Oh, big gnome.
Giant gnome.
That's
3
hilarious.
feet tall. It was
That's
awesome.
That's funny.
I think that's all I've got here with me. That's knitting whips.
Okay.
I've got some paintings that I've done.
I have a couple more knitting whips as
Go for
well. If you want to stick with knitting and then go into painting.
Not whips, finished objects.
That's what I meant. You said it too, didn't you? We
I
both
did.
said whips. We mean
Meant finished
objects.
FOs.
Okay,
So
so
I have a half-o. What do you call it? A hoe? What do you
hoe?
call it? Half-finished object? I can show that real quick.
sure, go ahead.
So this was...
Do you want a sock blocker for it?
Nah, it's fine. This is a pair of socks
let's put it on
I started... Oh, yeah. With one of my yarn crawl finds.
Here, you talk about it and I'll put it on.
Okay. The yarn is Buxom Cat Knits. Used to be Hula Hut. This is her Ohana sock. I love her little yarn label. Super cute. Focus. There we go. Focus. So, super fun, super cute. The color is Mermaid Bubbles. And this is, it's a drops pattern. It's called Splash. So, very appropriate for a mermaid themed yarn.
That's a nice pattern.
Yeah, it's really easy. It's just like a little kind of diamondy lace.
Oh, look at all the colors in that too.
And it's super soft.
So pretty.
And
It's so
I've started the
cute.
toe on the sock number 2, so I will probably
you'll be ready to wear these pretty soon.
I will probably finish them tonight because toes, fewer and fewer stitches. I did make a couple
colors.
I did make a few tweaks. The pattern had a different heel turn,
Okay.
and I couldn't picture it. It didn't seem like it would be very good, so I just did a regular heel turn. And what else did I do? I think I
And you talked about your needles, right?
I have not mentioned my needles yet.
That doesn't matter that much. But
I'm using, oh, that's what I did differently. I didn't decrease quite as far on the gusset. Because it has you start with, you do the cuff on 60 stitches, and then on the last round of the cuff, you decrease to 58. Then you do the heel flap on 25, and then the instep is 33. And then the pattern has you decrease the sole for the...
It's a free pattern.
It is a free pattern, as most drops patterns are.
Aren't, but...
Really? Oh, I don't know. But many, like, all of the drops patterns that I've seen have been free.
Yeah, mine too. Me too.
A lot of really cool ones. Anyway, for the largest size, I used size 1.5, so I did the one that started with 60 stitches. I'm using my Chia Goo needles. I made a little poke in my finger.
Yeah, because they're sharp.
Because they're very sharp.
Yeah, yeah.
For my size, or the size I picked, it has you decrease the sole down to 19 stitches.
Ooh.
Which
that's tiny.
Total, like 52 stitches total. I was like, no, that's a little too few stitches, so I decreased down to 23.
And that's really fine yarn. I could do that maybe on hazel knits, you know, a heavier fingering weight maybe, but not on that.
So I did the sole down to 23 stitches instead of 19. And I'm liking that better. I mean, I figured these are footies, so I don't need them to be as big because they'll be a little more form-fitting. So
right, you want them to have a little bit more negative ease so that they stay on better, but...
Yeah, and I'm also...
You want to be able to get them off.
Yeah, I've also tweaked the toe decreases slightly.
Yeah.
I distributed the stitches slightly differently. So, notes are on my project page. I call them Mermaid Splash.
Mermaid Splash.
Because Mermaid Bubbles yarn, the name of the pattern was Splash.
Makes sense.
In heaven.
Makes sense. Okay, so I have one more set of finished objects. I have finished a bunch of washcloths.
Fun.
Which I don't do very often, but... Okay. So this year, I'm turning 50. No, I'm not. I am. I can't believe it.
You don't look it. You do not
really?
look...
50?
You do not look 50. Or almost 50. You do not.
Anyway, in 2 weeks, I'll be 50. April 13th. In 2 weeks. So, I have been wanting to have a crafting retreat for a while now.
Super excited.
Because I can't afford to go to all those fun crafting retreats that everybody else gets to go to. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. And
a lot of knitters.
A lot of knitters. I just love the idea of these crafting retreats. So I wanted to plan one, and we have our Crafternoon ladies, and
we haven't met in a while.
We haven't met in a while, just because of life. You know, things happen, and we get But so I decided to combine the two. I'm having a birthday party crafting retreat. Although none of my Crafternoon ladies are coming to this,
which is a bummer.
It's just family, but thankfully, my family are my friends. So we're doing that in 2 weeks. We're going to Cannon Beach.
So excited.
Rented a nice big Airbnb, and originally I wanted to make like little goodie bags for everybody. And then I thought, well, not everybody crafts in the same way Allison and I do.
We're thinking
some
like
people
there's no Dyson yarn,
right?
bags.
And then we thought, well, Shelly makes beaded jewelry. Kirsten crochets. Heather sews and scrapbooks. Anyway,
not quilts and draws and paints.
Yeah, Heidi doesn't knit or crochet. Anyway, so I thought, okay, but I still wanted to do something for everybody. So you know about this.
Yes.
But you don't know about this.
I can probably guess based on what you
decided to make a little washcloth for everybody to put in their goodie bags. So I have made 4 so far, and there's going to be 8 of us.
Fun.
So, I am in a group that I joined in January on Revelry. It's called Dishcloth Weekly Challenge Group, or Dishcloth Weekly Cal, or something like that. And every week, they post on the beginning of the week a knitted dishcloth pattern and a crocheted dishcloth pattern. So you get
that. So you can do either or both?
Either or both every single week.
Nice.
And then one week in the month is a mystery.
Ooh.
So they post like every other day or something, and the next clue. So by the end of the week, you have a full washcloth. And every other month,
That's cool.
it alternates between knit and crochet and knit and crochet. So
the mystery one does.
the mystery one
That's
does.
cool.
Yes. So I've joined, downloaded a bunch of patterns, and then promptly fell behind and didn't make any of them.
As one does when doing knit-alongs.
But I went back and started doing them. So
Ooh,
this
that
one,
one's cool.
this one was for January, the first week in January, and it's the chevron. It's a free pattern.
That's super pretty. I love the color.
Chevron dishcloth.
I like how it alternates between skinny chevrons and wider chevrons.
Yes, and it even looks good on both sides.
That's cool.
So yes, isn't that fun? So there's
yes,
one.
love the color.
I love the color. This is made with peaches and cream yarn, cotton.
Probably
yarn.
one of the most popular
yeah,
cotton yarns because it's.
and not the softest either. But
It's a washcloth.
yeah.
So
And then this
it's
one
often
was
get it wet.
one of the mystery ones. I gotta flatten it out a
Ooh.
little bit. This one is one of the mystery ones. If you can
Ooh,
see,
that's cool.
it's all made with knits and pearls, and it's
As they often are. Kind of clovery.
it's hearts. She called it heart flower. Heart flower. There you can. There, if I turn it like that, you can
There you
kind
go.
of see. Yeah,
That's
So
cool.
that's that one. I'm not telling you who they're for, so you can
That's
just be
fine.
surprised. This one though.
Ooh.
Okay, so after working with these, the peaches and cream, like, oh, that kind of hurt my hands. Then working with this one, this is,
Ooh. Ooh.
yes, and look at this pattern. This
Ooh.
this was on the learning week. This
That's
is
cool.
a honeycomb, or mock honeycomb.
That's pretty.
Isn't
I
this
like-
gorgeous?
that is really soft.
This yarn I bought when you and I took one of our very first knitting or yarn excursions through Portland at All About Yarn in Tigard, which is no longer there.
Nope. Not there anymore.
And it's Universal Yarn Cotton Batik.
That's pretty.
It's so soft.
That is super
And
soft.
this purples and anyway, I had originally bought a sweater quantity's worth of this to make myself a sweater. And I never did. This was, what, 2003 or something? I mean, it was ridiculous.
Something like
long
that.
ago.
I don't think it was quite that long.
I don't think it was quite that long ago, but it was a long time ago.
It was.
So this is another, and it's a lovely, lovely soft dishcloth. This one is one of my favorites so far.
Depending how much you have left, you can make like a.
I could make a whole bunch of dishcloths, and I was thinking about making a
I
sweater.
was thinking, yeah, like a.
Or Marcus.
Oh, I was thinking, or you can make like a vest or.
Yeah, I
top
don't
of
really
some
wear
kind.
vests. I was thinking maybe
Fair
it'd be
point.
cute for Marcus, and Marcus's favorite color
That
is
would
purple.
be cute. Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But not light purple, because that's just silly. Which is exactly what he said.
That's hilarious.
Light purple is just silly.
That's really funny.
Yeah. And then this one
Ooh,
is
that's pretty.
a test knit that I did a while back. It's called Furballs Limeade.
Nice.
Like a broken rib. It's an interesting kind of a ribby slip
Yeah,
stitch
that's cool.
pattern. You kind of see the.
I kind of see it.
And this one is with the Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. And I don't remember the colorway.
It's pretty though.
Isn't that fun? And theirs is also really nice and soft too. Much nicer
Not
and
quite as
softer
soft
than,
as that one.
not
but
quite
it's
as soft as this, but much softer,
softer
than
than
this.
that one, yeah.
Yes. So that's what I've got so far. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 more to make before the 12th. So I'll give one to everybody, including myself, I suppose, since I am
Why not?
one of the 8 people.
Yeah.
And that's all I have whips-wise.
Okay.
I mean, not whips-wise.
Finish objects.
Yes, finish objects.
Okay,
That's enough,
so
right?
I've got a number of paintings I finished. These ones I'm about to show you, I mentioned on the previous episode. No, the one before, the one we did with me and Heather.
Right.
And I
You
showed
didn't
them
have
off.
them YouTube.
No, I did not have. I showed them off on the one that we recorded that didn't have audio.
Right.
But anyway, I actually remembered to bring it with
turn
me
my
this time.
microphone.
So I've got this cute. Whoa.
Cute mermaid.
There we go. So focus. Cute little mermaid. I did this one totally freehand. I didn't sketch
Nice.
it out or anything ahead of time. I did this space unicorn.
Nice.
Super fun.
That's cute.
I like how that one turned out. And then this one I actually did 2 of. I smell fear on you.
Louise!
Louise from Bob's Burgers. So I painted one for myself, and
we
then
love Bob's
one
Burgers.
I gave to my niece / sister-in-law, whose name is Louise after
She
Bob's
named
Burgers.
her after Louise and Bob's Burgers.
So,
do you guys
that's
watch
pretty
Bob's
awesome.
Burgers?
If you don't, it's hilarious.
You should.
It's
It is
definitely
hilarious.
It is a cartoon, not a kid's cartoon.
No, it's an adult cartoon.
It's an adult cartoon, and
It's
like
so funny.
not like a bad kind of adult, just like the language and some of the subject
Well,
matter.
kids wouldn't get it anyway.
Yeah, like.
So I hear it's sticking up again.
But then while my husband and I were house sitting last week, one of the days, I want to say it was Wednesday, maybe either Tuesday or Wednesday, when we went over to Bryce's parents' house, we did some painting with his mom.
Mm.
So, and Bryce actually...
Oh, I saw her post some pictures on
Bryce
Instagram.
actually painted one.
Ooh.
So, which way did we decide it was going to go? I think you decided... So this is the one Bryce made. I hope he doesn't mind that I'm showing it off.
Cool.
If he does mind, I don't care. Because it's really cool.
I don't care.
It's really cool. It's kind of like, he was kind of going for like a nebula black hole type of deal
It's
there.
it's what it looks like. It's very cool.
Yes. And then I did 3. I did this one, which is a magnet, actually.
Cool. Nice.
So, this one took a couple tries to finally get it to look the way I wanted it to.
Is that a volcano in the background?
It's supposed to be a sunset.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I mean, I guess it could be like a volcano or a nuclear explosion.
Okay.
I was trying to get a sunset, and I just couldn't get it quite right. I don't know if I was just impatient and trying to add color when the other paints were still wet, and anyway.
Mm.
And then I did this one. Super happy with how the mountain turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. It's so fun. And it took me a while to decide what to put in the foreground. And I was like, oh, I sketched out a little dragon.
It looks like a little baby dragon.
Yeah, it is kind of
Mm-hmm.
on the newspaper. And I was like, that looks kind of cute. I'll draw that. I mean, yeah, no wings, but still a dragon.
I guess that's why I think it was a baby dragon.
A wingless dragon is called a drake, so
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one. This I actually was something I found on Pinterest. It was a photograph that someone did, and it was like their first Photoshop thing. They added angry eyes to a betta fish.
Angry eyes.
And
It's cute.
and I just had to paint it because, I mean,
Cute.
it perfectly encapsulates a betta fish. So I was very happy with how this turned out. I need to sign them still.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Definitely sign them.
But yeah, and I did share them on my Instagram, and consequently share them to Facebook and Tumblr. So if you follow me on Instagram and all that, you probably saw them. But I was very happy with how those turned out, especially the beta and the mountain. Specifically the mountain on that painting. I was very happy with the mountain.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks all the fun shades.
Yes.
All right, so let's do some whips, shall we?
I
Because
think
we
that's
are
all the other.
we are talking a lot.
I think that's all my finished objects.
Okay, so this is something that I have shown you guys
That's it.
before. This is the Pan Galactic Helix socks that I'm making for Jason
Soft too.
out of the Knit Picks Felici in the Stormy Skies colorway.
Pretty.
So this is sock 1 that I have had finished for a little while, and I have shown it before. I did the Knit Picks Stroll Black, and I extended my
The slip stitch.
the Eye of Partridge along the bottom. Just to give it, because that's where he tends to wear that, and right here is where he tends to wear out, although I forgot to do it up here. So yeah, I've had the first sock done. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, Pan Galactic Helix socks, and it only goes up to 72 stitches, and my husband has very large feet. Not necessarily super long, but really big around.
Wide feet.
Yes, and so they're like tree stumps, I always say. So he needs like at least 80 stitches. So fortunately, this is like an 8-stitch pattern repeat, so I was able to easily make it 80 stitches instead of 72. So that was the first sock. Well, I've finally been working on, while I'm waiting for the next sock to drop of Sock Madness, I've been working on the second one here. So I've got the leg done and the heel, and I've just finished through the gusset.
Nice.
Oh, for the love of Pete, Holly. There you go.
There we go.
So I've gotten through the gusset, and I'm onto the foot now.
Nice.
So hopefully we will get that done for him soon. But now that I have repaired so many pairs of his socks, he's got plenty to wear for a while. His sock drawer is full for right now.
Nice.
And I'm keeping this in this bag that I've shown before, but I have to show it again.
Super fun.
Because it's wonderful, by Woodberry Stitches. I like to party, and by party I mean stay home in my PJs and knit. And I had to laugh at myself when I was working on these last night, I think. Heather and Caleb had come and picked up their kids, and we'd had dinner together, and then they went home. And I was like, oh, okay, now it's quiet. I enjoy their company, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but now, you know, I was tired. We're
introverts.
Yeah, and I put in my pajamas, and then worked on my socks. And I'm like, this is the perfect bag for me.
There you go.
So, that's that one. And then speaking of sock madness, I actually have started the bonus sock. So, when you finish your sock in time to go on to the next level, I finished my sock 5th of my team. So I was not first on my team, but I was 5th.
I think I was like, when I want to say I was like in the 20s on my team.
Yeah, and 36 were moving on, I think.
Some of that. Update virus protection. Virus protection is out of date.
So 36 were moving on. So anyway, then when you are approved, you get a bonus sock pattern. If you don't make it, you still get the bonus patterns. You just don't get them until it's over.
Yeah.
So I got it.
I haven't started it because I've been busy on my mermaid and mermaid footies.
I'm trying to get to my pattern. It is right here. It's called, what's it called?
Zipper socks.
Zipper socks. That's right. I was trying to get my pattern and I couldn't. Oh, not that it matters because
you don't have the picture.
My printer didn't print the picture with Sam Hill even. Okay. So it's called Zipper Socks. Oh, and it's by JLE Designs. Oh, I don't remember what her name is. But anyway, so it takes 2 colors. But it's not really, it's not brioche. It's not...
It's kind of
mosaic.
More slip stitches, isn't it?
It's not color work, but it is more like, it is slip stitches. Can you see that? So this is...
Those are cool colors.
Yeah, so
Jessica Eisert is the designer.
Okay. I love this. It's this really fun pattern, but it's very stretchy. So I'll tell you, I'm doing this only 60 stitches. Only 60 stitches. There you go. Thank you, Allison.
Mm-hmm.
60 stitches, size 1 needle. And this is plenty big enough.
Ah.
So the yarn I'm using for this is just 2 leftover balls that I had in my stash.
Nice.
But I had, you didn't need more than 50 grams, right, of each one. Especially if you'd make the second one fraternal and reversed.
Oh, yeah.
So the gray one is Dream in Color Smooshy.
Ooh.
In the gray
nice
tabby colorway.
Dream in Color is nice stuff. It's very squishy.
It's very squishy, but it is a little heavier than some of the other fingering weight yarns I've noticed.
It's definitely on the heavier side.
Yeah. So 60 stitches with this is perfect. It's going to make for... can't get the label out of the other one. Oh my gosh, it's getting really hot in here. Sorry.
We got the sun
coming in. Am I getting
a
hot flash or is it just hot? Okay, and then the second one...
It's a little warm.
Is also Dream in Color Smooshy. Different
Prairie
label.
Grass.
In the Prairie Grass colorway. And so it looks like this. It's got these... These,
well, it's kind of like the Chinatown apple, but not quite so...
It's a little more burgundy than the Chinatown.
It's more burgundy than rust.
Yeah, and it's got little hints of brown in there. So that with the gray, it's really enjoyable. And it's a very fun pattern and really easy. Really intuitive.
A lot of people are like continuing a slip stitch pattern down the sole.
Oh,
because it's a lot of slip stitches, kind of like brioche.
Yeah.
From what I know about brioche, I have yet to actually knit full brioche, but from what I've read, I know about brioche. You have to in order to get the same amount of distance with like stockinette, you have to knit more rows of brioche. And from what I've seen of people commenting on this sock, it's a very similar thing.
Right. It's like anytime you do a mosaic sock and your sole's going to be a little longer than your instep. And
yeah, so some people are doing slip stitches.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know.
But you also don't really have to, because once you wear it and block it,
true.
It blocks out. So I'm not really worried about that. But anyway, it's a very fun pattern. It's zipper socks. And
Jessica
it's not
Eiser is the
available
designer.
to everybody yet, but it will be eventually. But that's the bonus sock for round 1. And I'm keeping that in this little fun project bag that I got as a prize. Look at those fun sheep. If I could hold it still for a minute, you could see them. They're like floating on balloons, and it's one of these.
So cute.
It's got
cute little bumblebees on there too.
a loop on one side,
Oh,
and then a handle on the other, and
So
then you just
cute.
put your handle through the loop,
boom.
and there you go. You've got your. Isn't that cute?
Cute.
I want it as a prize, so I don't know who made it. It didn't come with a tag or a label or anything, so I don't know who made it, but
It's adorable.
I'm sure I knew at the time, but I don't remember now. Anyway, it's a fun little bag. So that's that one. I've got a couple more whips to show.
See.
But do you want to take a turn and
Whips?
show some whips?
Well, I've already shown off.
You've shown
these,
that
so I've
one.
been working on those.
And I showed Marcus's socks.
I haven't really made any progress in any other whips because I've been just focusing on the sock madness, the gnome, and just trying to use up yarn crawl goodies. So I don't really have any whips aside from these to show off.
Okay,
this
then I'll
time.
quickly run through mine since we have used up a lot of time already. I only have just a couple more, so I'll just quickly run through them. Let me see. Okay, so
We've got some upcoming
in
projects, but
the
no other active whips.
let me stick with this. Okay, so Allison works at Joann's, and a while back, she found a magazine there that's Crochet Now magazine, and it came with. I wanted it. She got me a copy too. I wanted it because
I brought a copy
of
for
this
myself.
right here, Wallace and Gromit,
And it came
Amigurumi.
with crochet hooks that had handles. One was
We love Wallace.
one
and
featured
Gromit.
Wallace, the other one featured Gromit.
Love Wallace and Gromit. So I actually am making a pattern out of it. I'm crocheting something, and I don't crochet a lot. I used to crochet more than I knitted. That was my MO before. It was always crochet, and now I prefer knitting over crochet.
It's smoother, it takes less yarn.
Although
Stretchier.
sometimes when you have as much stash as I do, maybe you do want to use crochet to use up more yarn. But it's a little stretchier of a fabric, and so it's a little
Especially
bit.
for socks and sweaters.
Yeah,
and
and so it makes it just a little softer and more comfortable and not quite so stiff. But crochet is beautiful too. I love crochet for blankets and
because it's quick.
yeah.
And it's nice for stuffed animals because it's sturdy.
Yes, it's definitely preferable for like the amigurumi stuffed animals, and I really like it for shawls and things. So I love crochet too, and I want to do more
directions.
of it. I want to do more of it. So I am doing out of this the Love Your Feet socks. Now it has an afterthought heel, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to fit me. But I
Change it to a short row.
well, I'm thinking what I might do is like go up a hook size right as I come into that heel right there.
Oh.
And if I can figure it out, because I don't crochet, well, I've never crocheted a pair of socks before. I've crocheted tons of things, hats, and whatever, but I haven't done socks. So if I could figure out how to increase, or maybe a little gusset before you cut off for the heel, I might do that. But anyway, I just got a bee in my bonnet and decided to start crocheting some socks.
Well, there
So
you go.
here they are, but they're kind of
Oh, is
big.
it toe up?
They are toe up.
Oh. Well, crocheting's not as stretchy, so you would want it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it feels a little big, and when I put it on, it fits, but there is no negative ease. None. So I think even for crochet, you can make, I mean, it stretches. So, you might want some negative ease, and these have no negative ease. And I'm doing the smallest size. So I don't know, maybe I'm a loose crocheter. I'm a tight knitter, but maybe I'm a loose crocheter.
Maybe.
I'm using the Deborah Norville Serenity Sock Weight yarn that I got at Joann's.
However long
by
ago.
Premier Yarns, and it's in violas, flowers, purple stripes. They do fit. And what I was thinking I might do is, because they are kind of thicker than knitted socks.
Make them more like slippers?
Yeah.
Slipper socks?
Yeah, they might be more like
For
a slipper
lounging
sock.
around the house.
Right. So I could either wear them over other socks, or I could just wear them and have them be loose, slippery socks. But they do fit, and
That's good.
It's kind of fun to just crochet. Here's
What
my
size hook are
hook.
you
Okay,
using?
so my hook is a 3 or a D, which is a 3.25 millimeter.
So
What?
The 3D hook?
Yes. So anyway, I'm crocheting a pair of socks.
Woo!
Yay me. And then one of my favorite podcasters, oh my gosh, I have too many favorite podcasters, I can't say that. But one of my favorites.
One of your many favorites.
One of my many favorites is Cozy at Knits and the Four Sisters in Canada. And they're doing a, I did the Twin It Up M-Call shawl, remember that? And right now for spring they're doing the cotton cal. That's not an M-Cal.
Oh.
It's cotton,
Okay.
crochet, or knit along. So that's what I mean by cal.
Gotcha.
C-cal, K-cal. Does that make sense? Anyway,
I know what you mean.
they've recently designed or released a pattern. Jamie did the Creekside Crescent shawl. It's a beautiful shawl made out of cotton. And whips count. So it started April 1st. No, it didn't start April 1st. It started the first day of spring, March 21st. And it goes through the end of spring, I believe. So, fortunately for me, and whips count, fortunately for me, I've been working on, in my lovely popcorn bag.
I think we're about to run out of... Yeah.
So, fortunately for me, I'm doing a shawl with my shawl and the cake.
That's pretty.
And this is the,
Not the Mother's Day one?
no, this
Okay.
one is,
That's a different one.
this was in the Knit Vent, Helen Stewart's. Oh crap, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it at the bottom because I can't remember the name of the shawl right now. But it's just a little shawl and it has beads in it. So I had started this back in December while I was waiting for my Advent.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a gradient yarn
So
and it's cotton.
I'm going to see the play, right?
Yes. So the thing of it is, it can count for the cotton cal because it is 61% cotton.
Oh, well, there you go.
34% acrylic and 5% other fiber, which is
the sparkles.
So it had to be 50% or more cotton, and this is
there you go.
61%. So I thought, well, this will count. So
Yeah.
I will get my shawl out and I will work on this. So this is how far I've gotten so far. I've shown this before, but it's been a while. So you can kind of see the sparkles in there. Do you see that?
The rainbow sparkles.
They're like rainbow sparkles. It's really pretty.
It is
and it's not itchy, and it's really soft. So I've done all of like 2 rows on it since it started, but that is
Sock Madness.
Yeah, it's up there on my things to do. And I was going to show my temperature scarf, but I'll show that next time because we're running out of time. So I won't show my temperature scarf today.
Future projects.
And more sock madness.
Of course. But other than Sock Madness, I've got...
More washcloths.
Yeah, I've got a couple other baby things to knit for Flora.
Baby things. Oh! That was one when it finished objects is a baby thing that I made for
baby
Aubrey.
things for Aubrey.
So I made for Aubrey. Aubrey is our youth pastor's wife at our church, and she's having a little baby boy.
Maverick?
In May is when she's due.
I think so. It's coming up.
Her baby shower was yesterday. And I couldn't go because I was watching the grandkids. But I
wanted to go, but I was in Sheridan.
Yeah. But I made her some little baby pants and a little baby hat. Drops pattern. The pants are called the Smarty Pants, and the hat was called Dream. Something Dream. I'll put it at the bottom. And I gave them to her yesterday at the baby shower, so I don't have them to show. But I used, it's all on garter stitch pants and a garter stitch hat. And I do have my leftover yarns, but they're over there. But I did them in gray and a blue. And so I think I talked about them in the last episode. I showed the beginning of the pants in the last
Yes, you did.
the last episode. So you can see what the yarns I used and the pattern I used in the last episode if you're curious. And they turned out really cute. I was very pleased with how they turned out.
Nice.
So I did take a picture. So
Of
I will
course.
post a picture in here so you get right over Allison's face. That's where I'll put it. So that you can see what they look like finished. I hope it's not too warm. I hope it, that he'll be able to wear them. I hope it's cool enough that he'll be able to wear them. We'll find out. Because it'd be cute to see him in them. And now Kirsten's asked for a pair for her baby, so I will, get a pair made.
For Flora.
Baby Flora. So yeah. Anyway, so your future projects were baby things you said.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one acquisition to show too.
Got a blanket that I've mentioned it to Kirsten.
Yes.
So I've got a quilt, a little baby quilt I'm gonna finish up, and then I've got a little knitted baby blanket I'm gonna make as well. I mentioned the pattern some time ago. It's called, I think it's pronounced like Chevelli, something like that.
Okay.
So, and Kirsten knows I'm making stuff, so it's not so much of a surprise anymore. But I'll probably start on that here. I might start on it this week. Although I'm gonna be this week, and I plan on making a bunch of like project bags because I want to try and sell some.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm gonna be making project bags this week too.
I'm gonna make a bunch of those. Talk to one of the gals that works at Entwined, a shop that used to be it used to be Oregon Knitting Company. Before that, it was Boersma's Knitting Basket in McMinnville.
Now it's called Entwined.
And now it's called Entwined.
Mm-hmm.
Or Entwined LLC.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to one of the gals that works there about possibly selling some project bags there. So
ooh, that would be
we'll
great.
See.
Yay, good
So we'll
job. That would be
We'll
exciting.
see how that works out.
Yes, that would be wonderful. My phone keeps stopping. I need to figure out what's going on. It's never done this before.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show then. Or did you have something else? I don't want to cut you off.
Aside from that and a couple other sewing projects, I'm still gotta make some coasters to include with the dishcloths for the goodies thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some coasters for that. So I'll probably do that this week and next week.
Okay.
So
Well, I
can't think of anything else specific off the top of my head.
one acquisition to show. I didn't show you this.
I have some fat quarter acquisitions that I got the other day. That was the 70% off coupon, specifically off fat quarters,
Okay.
which made them like 89 cents each. So
That's
I got
awesome.
a number. I got
That'd
three different
be
kinds.
Great project bag.
Yeah, 3 different kinds, 2 of each one. One to make a bag for myself, one to make a bag to sell. So.
It's hot in here. Whew. Okay, so I pre-ordered. They're a while back on Instagram. I follow on Instagram Lola Della Colvin of Lola Bean Yarn. I follow her on Instagram, and she had a mystery masterpiece hand-dyed yarn.
Harry Potter on there.
Yeah, and that was a Harry Potter. Last year she did her Hagrid colorway and her Dobby colorway. Oh, I saw her colorways, and she's a beautiful, wonderful dyer. And of course, and her daughter Lola is adorable. So this is her.
Cute.
The real life little girl is adorable. She is so cute. She always posts these little videos of her, and she's so great. So here's her business card.
Cute.
Lola Bean Yarn Co. So I ordered the mystery masterpiece, Harry Potter inspired, and it came the other day.
That's pretty.
I don't know if you guys can see all the little bits of speckles in there. It's basically gray with black speckles, but then there's also little bits of red.
Ooh.
I thought there was another color. I'll tell you in a minute. I guess it's just red colorways. Anyway, the colorway is called He Who Must Not Be Named.
Yes! That is awesome.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is perfect.
Yeah.
For him.
Oh, she did. It's just
the Dark Lord.
I love it. It's just those little tiny bits of red in there. It's just great. It's lovely.
That is.
So, and then she opened up
cool.
where you could order her past colorways of the Hagrid.
Oh, nice.
I love the Hagrid so bad. And the Dobby, too.
Hagrid is one of my favorite characters. Lovegood?
Luna Lovegood, I think, is the other one.
She's another one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, and that was another one. And that colorway's pretty, too, but I really love the Hagrid and the Dobby.
I want to get...
I did not order them just because
money.
a humongous stash,
And
I need to use it. Yeah, people dyers are so creative and amazing. I forgot to mention though that this yarn is, can you read that? Probably not. I can't. It's the bean sprout
Oh, okay.
base in 80% merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards for 100 grams.
Nice.
Anyway,
yeah,
it's
80/20
it's really nice. Yeah, I really like 80/20. It's a nice composition. And so
Super fun.
anyway, yes.
You're gonna have to find a Voldemort sock pattern.
I know. I think I might make a pair of socks for your dad of it. And he's like,
Nice.
"What are you saying about me?" I'm like, "Nothing. I just think you like those colors. I'm nothing you to make your personality." All right. Well, I think we need to be done because I'm getting blinded by the sun and it's really hot and my phone keeps stopping. And so maybe we just need to be done. Do you have anything else?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
All right. Well then, thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Please click the like button.
And subscribe.
And the subscribe button and the little notification bell.
Yes,
so that you get notified. And we hope you like this.
Yeah.
And we'll come back again.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.